Hey guys, welcome back to another video on Haikyuu Fly High. Today we're gonna talk about the different bonds that we have in the game. The best school bonds, player deployment bonds, and also the collect bonds. So let's start. First of all, when you go to your team lineup and click on bond over here, you can see we have different player school bond on the left side and also the player deployment bond on the right side. So let's just talk about the school bonds that we have. So if you have 4 or more from the same school, for example Karasuno High School, increases power attack and quick attack stat of all players by 10%. So based on this, in this game, the best way to have your lineup and your formation is to get players from the same school so that you can activate the school bond. And as you can see, it's minimum 4 players and we have like 7 players on the field, so you can't activate 2 school bonds at the same time. It's just gonna be one of them. And that's why when creating your lineup, you have to check the school bonds that we have and the players that you're using from the same school. So this will be like the first lineup. You can have a second team when you're doing the like special events, when you have to get like 2 teams at the moment so that you can have 2 school bonds activated. So that's the first one, the Karasuno one that everyone already has it activated. And then Aoba is increased power attack stat by 15%. So the first one, Karasuno, is both power and quick. The Aoba is only power attack, but the stat is higher, so 5% more, 15% in total. And if you think of it, we have more power attack players than the quick attack ones. Even over here, like in the Karasuno High School, so we have Tanaka as a power attack. This is the icon for power attack. Iwazumi, he's from Aoba, so he has the power attack. Kageyama has a quick one. Tsukishima has a quick one. Hinata also has a quick one, but then Asahi, where is he? Over here, he has a power attack one as well. So this could be a great buff. But then again, depending on the school, you're gonna get characters that have similar effects over here. So for example, Nekoma increases receive of all players by 15%, Datekoyo block stat of all players by 15%, and then the last one increases awareness and strength of all players by 10%. This is insane because you're gonna improve and increase your awareness, which is crit rate, and also strength, which is crit damage for your whole team. And this is like the best school bond that we have, but we don't have any other good characters except Yushijima from this school. That's why you can't activate the bond over here. But from other teams, like other high schools that we have, obviously Karasuno is the easiest one. And then when you're going to Aoba, Nekoma, and Datekoyo, I would say Datekoyo would be the second best because of the characters. We have 4 SSR characters in this high school, and then all of them are specialized for blocking. And that's how you can get the most out of this part from this high school. Aoba is also good, but then the setter, the SSR character setter Oikawa, you can't get him for free. You can't even summon for him. You only have to pay for him, and that's why maybe not a lot of people have him, and it's hard to play at the moment. But if you get him in the future, then obviously this will be a great one as well. So now, why this is important? So first of all, the school bond will give you additional buff. That's something obvious. But then if you check the lineup specialty over here, when you're using a specific setter for your team, you will also gain additional buff over here. So 30% power boost to relevant actions when you counter the opponent team. Let's say the opponent team has a receive type setter, and then if you go with a power attack type setter, then you will get 30% more power boost to your power attack spikes, not your quick attack one. So this is why it says here to relevant actions. So for example, blocking, you'll get 30% block, not 30% receive or spike or anything, but the block will increase, the power attack here will increase, and the quick attack over here will increase. So for now, we all have Kageyama as a quick attack one, and it obviously is way good when you're going against a block type unit because it has the advantage over here. So you get 30% more power boost, but only on your quick attack ones. So Hinata will get that power boost, and then Tsukishima will also get the power boost over here, but that 30% one will not apply on Iwazumi because he's doing a power attack. Oikawa will help him out. Oikawa will help Tanaka out because they all do have the power spike, not the quick one. So Kageyama is good for quick teams, like quick players that can do a quick attack one, so that you'll get 30% power boost over here. Now when you check the school, so obviously Kageyama is from Karasuno, so you'll get 30% over there and then 10% over here, so 40% on your quick attack players and then 10% on your power attack players. But then if you have Oikawa from Aoba High School, you'll get 30% over there on your power attacks and then 15 here, so in total is 45% on your power attack team. So if you build a full power attack team over here with Oikawa as your setter, that would be insane. Only when you're attacking an opponent that has a receive setter. If the opponent has a quick one and you have a power one, then you won't get this additional 30% power boost. Okay, it's going to be nothing. He won't have an advantage over you and you won't have any advantage over the enemy. But still, if you have the school bond, you're gonna get obviously the buff over here. So if you don't know which character is from which school, it's super easy. Go to the gallery and player over here. You can check different school here. We have 3 SSR characters, Oikawa, Iwazumi, and Kentaro. So these 3, you can use them with other characters, maybe another wing spiker or a middle blocker, and that way you can get 4 characters. And it doesn't matter if they are SSR or SR, or even if they have they're R-rated characters, the blue ones, you will still get the school bond buff from all 4 of the characters, and then you can pick 3 more from other schools to have the full team. And as I talked, at the moment, because of the characters, Karasuno High School would be the best. But obviously Aoba as a power attack buff would be even better whenever we get obviously more people from this high school. So depending on the characters that you got, you can make a bond between the schools. And I'm gonna mention Data High School as well, because we have 4 SSR characters over here, and it's funny, I don't have neither one of them. It's weird. But even as I said, even if you put all the SR characters in the game, or just one SSR and other SR characters in their team, you can still activate the school bond. So they are great for blocking, because obviously the school bond is to increase the block, and then also the characters have block abilities over here, and also the bond, the deployment bond is also based on block. So I'm going to talk about the deployment bond as well. But before that, in this team, you have Kanji as your setter. So you get the 30% power boost on your blocks. And then if you have the school bond over here as well, you get 15% additional here as well. But again, depends on the characters, as I mentioned. So at the moment, this is the best one based on the players that we have. And then this one as a power attack stat. And then obviously if you want to do a block, and then in general, this one, the last one, would be the best, but we don't have any characters over there. So that's the school bond. And then let's talk about the 2 player bonds that we have. So let's just take Nishinoya as an example. If you go to the bond over here, you can see we have 2 deployment bond. It says over here deployment bond, and then there's one without any text underneath. So this is the collect bond. If you tap on this question mark, it says we have one collect bond, which is receives stat bonuses by obtaining all players in a bond group. And then deployment bond activates when all players in a bond group are on the court. So this is important. All the characters should be on the court as your main team on the field, so to activate the deployment bond. This goes for the school bond as well. So you need to have all 4 characters on the field to activate the school bond. But for the collect bond, you just need to collect these characters. So if you have this all characters, you pulled all the characters, and you'll get these additional stats over here. So how to gain more stats when you have the characters? By leveling them up based on the stars that they have. Their bond skill effect will also level up. So at first they're 2 stars, right? So it's level 1. But then if you do both of them 3 stars, level 2, and then 4 stars will be level 3. It says over here, bond level will increase to 4 when all players in this bond reach 5 stars. So by going to 5 stars for both of them, you'll activate level 4 bond. So this is important. Deployment bond, you have to have them on the field, but then the regular one, you just have to collect the characters. As you can see over here for Tanaka, you only have this deployment bond with Nishinoya, but then if you have these 2 other characters over here, you'll also get additional stats and buffs over here. That's why it's always good to collect characters and have them, at least one dupe of them, so that you can get these additional buffs over here. Iwazumi only has 1 deployment bond, so on, and then this one, Kageyama, if you get the practice version of Tanaka, you'll also receive these stuff, and that will increase obviously your character and eventually your team power in total. Asahi has 2 different bonds over here as well, so if you have Aone and also this one, you'll get these collective. This one is a collective bond, and then these 2 will be the deployment bond. So yeah, and this goes for every single character that we have in the game. They have 1 collect bond and then also 1 deployment bond. So that's something you need to know. And when you deploy all characters in your team, on the right side you can see whatever deployment bond you have. Again, as I said, they have to be on the field so that you can activate them. Even here, if you tap on the characters, you can see this is one of the deployment bond, and the second one is this one with Asahi. So I don't have Asahi on the field, he is on the bench. That's why I don't have the Nishinoya and Asahi bond over here. But if I put him, let's say with Iwazumi instead of Iwazumi, and then again, yes, I got it over here. So I have Nishinoya and Tanaka, and also Nishinoya and Asahi. So that's how you can get your bonds activated, and the difference that we have between all kinds of bonds that are available in the game. And yeah, that's it for today. I hope this was helpful, because I had a few questions about different bonds and how they are activated and what are the best ones. Make sure you like and subscribe, because we're gonna have different videos about like the cheerleaders over here, the subs over here, and also like the legendary memory ticket that is coming up next, and the future characters tier list. That's why make sure you like and subscribe so that you won't miss a single video in the future. Also join my Discord server, we can talk more over there. Hope this was helpful. Till next time, have fun and stay tuned.